Good afternoon, coming to you live again from Cuenca, my final days winding down here in this healing intensive. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about rest and seasons. And excuse the background, as I posted, I think yesterday or day before, it is the time of day when the motorcycles are doing their thing, where the people are out engaging in the things that bring them joy. And some of the people here come to ride their motorbikes on a track that is right near my accommodation. But anyway, I'm just loving the sky, and so I love coming out on the balcony. But nonetheless, rest. And the title of this video is Enough Already. And I thought about this, number one, from the place of gratitude in being able to take 30 days away from the majority of my day-to-day life. I'm grateful for it. But also I was inspired because of my girl Mariah Carey, some of the headlines that she made, I guess last week or week before, in an interview when she was asked about, whether or not she wanted to join some of the celebrities that had gone up in space, if that was on her radar, on her list for something to do. And my girl sat there, like a boss and said, I think I've done enough. And I wholeheartedly resonated with that. I believe that, this kind of time of grinding, particularly in America, Western culture, the grind of achieving more, bigger, better. As soon as you hit one bar, it's the next goal you have to reach, the next rung on the ladder, the next house, the next car, shoe, whatever it is. We are marketed to, from a consumer perspective, about not being enough, not having done enough, that we have to earn rest. I'm seeing less and less of the I'll sleep when I die. Folks, I hope that trend is, going by the wayside. Because, of course, you're going to sleep when you're dead. But how about you need some rest on the earth to be able to show up fully in the things that are truly your passions, your purpose, for your loved ones, for the things that really matter. What does it really matter about the next shoe, the next this or that, so much so that you are never resting, that you never feel like you have achieved enough to sit down and rest, whether it is stealing away for a time, as I have done, a truly intentional time, 30 days, but even just in our day-to-day lives. How much are you investing in yourself to just rest your mind, rest your body, rest, understand what your resting heart rate is and be able to achieve that before sickness or other things lay you down. You hear that other saying, well, if you don't take time to rest, your body is going to make you lay down. I subscribe that we don't have to live like that. And so I just love that Mariah was like, I think I've done enough. I just want more of us to recognize when we've done enough. Whether it is the season that you're in, I think there is a season for going. If you are a parent, It's not a whole lot of rest for the weary when you have young babies that you are running behind and you trying to figure out how to just keep everybody alive and clean. That is a running season, but that is not forever. Those children grow up and they can start seeing about themselves and seeing about one another. Can any parent relate, when you realize your help has come on as the children get a little bit of age and a little awareness up on them. There is a season where you're no longer carrying them. You're no longer having to wash them, feed them, and you can begin not to add, hopefully, more to your plate, but to try to think about how to bring some balance and rest. Our Lord, very seasonal God. For those of a Christian faith or other faiths, many of which have similar themes around working, building, doing, but a time of rest, a Selah, a time to sit down. Even when we look at seed time and harvest, there is a time to be in the field planting. There is a time to harvest, and then there is a time to rest. There is a time to rest the land. And so, I don't understand why we think our human bodies don't need rest. I do understand. Like I said, part of it is the culture that many of us, are in. If obviously most of the folks I'm connected to are in America, and we are based on a consumer economy. And that consumer economy requires us to believe that we are always in need of something more, that we are not enough. Therefore, we must do more, earn more, become more, achieve more to, be acceptable, to be, a productive member of society. But it's what keeps our economy going. Yeah, I love this. We don't retire, we ascend. Even on retirement, we have to learn to pull back and rest. I love that. I'm in a retirement group on Facebook, and it's always interesting, either people are retiring and they're talking about epic travel or, some rest, but others really having a hard time, as you mentioned, a hard time conceptualizing how will I fill my days. I don't want to stop working because I've seen other people just stop working and die. I don't want to become inactive. And so we have, in some ways, attached so much of our identity to work, to productivity, that we've let go of every kind of passion maybe that we had for the sake of working, that there are people who can't fathom any possible reason to get up in the morning and plant their feet on the floor other than to go to work. They literally believe, if I don't have work, I might die. And I just, believe part of that is the lack of balance in our lives. Because I know so many other people who are able to make that transition. And, I think it's when you have a balance outside of work and you recognize when certain seasons are coming to an end, that you can begin, instead of going, there are some things maybe coming to you. There was a season where maybe you were running out to do things, and now you're the wise one. You're still connected, but maybe you're not running around town. Maybe folks are coming to you, coming to sit with you versus you, running all over hither and yon as if, you're at some other age, or that, that's your worth, ripping and running, attending to everybody without a thought for rest. And so that's all. I know this is a little bit of a rant, but I think, again, just Mariah putting that so eloquently, like, haven't I done enough? Like, why do I need to go to space? I've done enough. And I just felt that. There are some things, I think Crystal Evans Hurst, I've heard her say this, and maybe others, but I know for sure she is someone I have heard say this, that, you know, sometimes maybe there are good things that are being asked of you, but consider your no and maybe offering up somebody else, you know, that needs an opportunity, that's in a season where they have more capacity and maybe are looking for, you know, other ways to spend their time doing the things that they believe they are purposed to do. We can stop and not feel like we have to run, jump, and do every single opportunity that is presented to us, even if it is a good opportunity, even if it is something that you believe is within your purpose. There is enough for everybody. There is enough for you in the season that you are in. And there are other people maybe in your life, in your circle, that could benefit from, you know, a recommendation to take on something that you just need to really assess. It's okay. Do I really need to do this? Is this something? Have I done enough of this thing? Can I share this opportunity? Can I share abundance? Can I share with someone else so that I am not running myself into the ground trying to do every doggone thing? And that is true. Sometimes we need to, we think we need to prove our value by doing all the things. And that's where the healing work ties in. I know for me, I have, due to different traumas in my life, I have felt that sense of, you know, unworthiness. And so really have had a hard time, deciding, but I'm so glad I'm in this point now. I had a hard time before deciding, you know, when to pull back and how are people going to view me, and maybe if I do this next thing, it will bring this certain reward, this void that I had because of different trauma in my life. But baby, I don't have that anymore. I know that I am worthy because I exist on the planet, period, point blank. Yes, call me lazy, but I'm gonna get my naps. When I tell you I have embraced the nap life, I have removed the push through from my vocabulary. I, you know, hustle, grind, run. No. Over here, I am trying to, and I'm going in all of kind of directions, but again, seasons. I'm in a season where menopause is trying to have her way with me. And so I need all of my rest, because menopause is trying to take the little bit of brain cells that I'm still functioning with on a good day. I can't add, you know, tired and exhaustion on top of that. I won't be able to remember basic vocabulary. You know, menopause is out here giving us all kind of brain fog. So it's a season for me to be very discerning about what I take on, my capacity, and making sure I am well rested out here and doing the things that I believe are in alignment with my values, in alignment with the season I'm in, and being able to do them in the fullness of who I am, in the fullness of, you know, my skills and abilities, versus just coming up in there like, I hope it works out. I hope all the brain cells are functioning today because I push myself to the limit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And for me, that even comes down to, response time on all kinds of communication. Now we have so many ways that people are able to connect with us, whether that is DMs, emails. I don't know if some of you are like me. I have 2 or 3 different email accounts, work, personal, and I'm not trying to respond to everybody in a timely manner like I used to. I would feel like I needed to clear that inbox. I would feel so guilty about trying to make sure I was getting back with folks. And again, I'm not out here just ignoring people, but I am very aware when I'm overstimulated or, again, just in need of rest. And it's like, okay, I will get to that. I'm not going to run myself in the ground trying to respond to every single thing. Old saying, but true. I'm not a brain surgeon. There's nothing, absolutely nothing in my professional or personal life that truly is an emergency. And so I don't feel like I have that pressure on me to, I am not a doctor on call, bottom line. So I can get back with you when I can. And I've just given myself permission to do what I can when I can. And that the people who know me well and know my heart know exactly where they stand with me. And it's not about performative measures or that social media, like we gotta be posting and liking and this and that and if you're posting and liking, thank you. If you don't, thank you. You have a life. I know people are not living and dying by, Lord, I didn't post on the wall for their birthday. Now, I think, it is time for us to get back to the basics. And part of that is recognizing the toll of the pace of life, what it has taken from us, what it has robbed from many of us. And I just hope more people are inspired to recognize when they have done enough in a work week, in a day. Like, it might be moms out there, again, of young ones. Maybe you just done enough and you had your meal plan, but maybe, baby, it might be a night where everybody's for themselves, if people are able, because we've got to get back to taking care of ourselves, understanding that we don't have to earn rest. We don't have to check off the box of every single list or all of these expectations of our time, energy, and effort. We, in many cases, have done enough. You have deposited in those relationships that people ought to be able to know. Yeah, they would have if they were able, and be all right with that. Not offering up a whole bunch of reasons. We have done enough. Rest is a human right, okay? It is required for us to function in this life. And again, I just want to encourage, someone who may be looking for permission or looking for a sign to take a break, to know that their time of rest is not something that should ever be put on the back burner. We should schedule it just like everything else. What are your non-negotiables? What is the indicator that you have done enough? So I love it. We don't retire, we ascend. That is a good stopping place. Enough already. Enough. Okay? At work, at home, like she said, the birthday parties. Listen, I love also, the final thing I will mention, I love the We Do Not Care Club. I'm an honorary member, as many of us, again, in this season of life we're in. I don't care. I'm not going to another gender reveal. I'm out of the season of baby showers. Like, send me the link. I will send you a gift off that registry. I'm not coming. I'm not coming until my children, and I hope it's a long way off, until my own children are having some babies. I'm not coming to that. But I saw that on one of the groups I'm in, the We Do Not Care Club. We do not care about the gender reveal. We're at an age, we done with that. Send me the registry. I'm going to be somewhere trying to stay cool and, again, keep the little brain cells I got functioning. I can't come. I can't come to a 1-year-old birthday party. I'm not coming. I'm not coming to a 1-year-old's birthday party. Don't invite me. Send me the link. I'm not coming to it. But anyway, again, I have gone around Bob's Barn on this video. I hope you get the message or the sign, whatever you are looking for, that is enough already. You deserve rest. You've done enough. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. I hope you are taking time to take care of you, invest in you. It's only one you. And like we said earlier, I don't want anybody to be laid out health-wise because you didn't take care of yourself, and now finally getting rest. You laid up. I don't want that for you. That is not what we want out here. So be well. Take care of yourself. Bye.